What is up, scent heads, smell beast, and frag freaks? It's your boy. My name is Mega Dave, and this is EauSoFraiche. Yo, what is good, Fraiche fam? For everybody returning, I want to say thank you so much for being a Fraiche. It really means a lot, and if you're brand new here, welcome. As I said before, my name is Mega Dave. This is my channel, EauSoFraiche, and I do reviews on fragrances that I absolutely love, and I hope that you love them too. If you would, give me 2 huge, fresh thumbs up. Let me know that you love the content. Also, think about subscribing and hitting the little dong 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 dong, the little bell down below, so you can see when I upload, because who knows, could be your favorite fragrance that I review next. Today, I wanted to go over I think a very important topic with people with fragrances. I see a lot of people saying that things don't last, these colognes aren't strong, their stuff's done in a day. So I want to give my own tips on how to make your cologne that you consider regular to be beast mode. So the very first important point to tell you guys, wash your nasty ass, okay? Colognes don't mask smell, right? You're competing with body odor, and body odor is balanced to you, your pH, and it's very tough to hide. You can mask it a little bit, Febreze it all you want to, but you have to kill the bacteria and the odor before you apply a cologne or a perfume or a deodorant or any of that. It's not going to do much. You have to kill it, and then you can put your scent on. That'll elevate that to the max. Okay, so for people that went to the gym and sweated it out, didn't shower, go home, maybe you towel dry off, or maybe you take a hooker bath and you wet wipe off, and then you hit yourself with a couple sprays of Aventus, and you're wondering why it doesn't last or you can't smell it out the damn door, is because your nasty ass needs to get in there and put some soap and put some hot water and get that scent off of your body, okay? So the very first tip, clean your damn body, okay? You want to be fresh? You have to actually be fresh, okay? So clean yourself. And you want a pro tip. Try to use very lightly scented or unscented, if you can find it, soaps and different hair products, because those two scents, there's fragrances inside of your soaps and your shampoos that'll try to clash with a fragrance. Now, if you're wearing a very strong fragrance, kind of won't matter, but if you can find lightly scented, that way when you get to your next tip, those fragrances won't be combating with each other, and your colognes or your perfume that you choose to wear that day are going to excel even further. All right, now you've jumped out of the shower, you've killed all the germs that are there, all the bacteria, all the odor's done, you dry it off, you're sitting there butt naked. The very next step to do is to apply a lotion, moisturizer, something that is fragrance free, okay? You don't want something scented fighting, you got a lavender in there and you're wearing something with citruses, those two aren't going to complement too well, at least they're not meant to at that point. Get you an unscented moisturizer. As you're sitting there butt naked, you should still be very supple skin, right? So now apply that moisturizer all over your body, everywhere you're going to put scents, and even more, because look, we don't want ashy knees. We don't want disgusting elbows and our knuckles looking like there's chalk dust all over them, okay? So lotion up really good. So when you're giving handshakes or back rubs or playing with, you want to be smooth. You want to have really nice hands and skin. And let's face it, a nice supple, moisturized skin is going to accept fragrance better than a nasty ass that hasn't showered and the weather is beat it up and the sun has worked it over, and so it's just going to sit on top of the skin instead of absorbing, and it's not going to last. And another huge tip, you can apply fragrances anywhere you want, okay? But for me, the way that I apply fragrances, I usually use the same spray routine. I just change it up a little bit if I'm going out to a large venue that is wide open or if I'm close. So usually I hit my pulse points. Pulse points I hit behind my ears, okay? I always hit there. Now, if I'm going to a large venue and I want to spread it, you can hit inside your arms here. Everybody knows about the wrists, okay? And then ladies, men too, if you feel like it, if you're wearing dress or shorts and you want to sit, and as you cross your legs, put a sillage out, a whiff out for folks, you can hit behind the knees, okay? And the knee pits behind there, Also, another one that no one talks about is the insides of your ankles. So when you go to cross your leg, I'm a big dude, I ain't crossing my legs over, but when you go to cross your legs over, you have it on that's a pulse point, so it's going to heat up, right? And as you whiff it out, you're just giving whatever sense that you're putting, you're just giving out and they're taking it. No, but as you cross your legs and open it, or as you're walking, you know, or as you're going up the stairs, maybe someone's here, you know, you're putting out a scent. So for those that want to put out big scent, get that fragrance or perfume across, that's the way to do it. So I always recommend hitting your pulse points, especially with a house like Duo that's coming out with these sprayable atars or their perfumes that they do really well on pulse points. This is where your heartbeat's at. So if you put your fingers there, you can feel your heartbeat. That heats up over time. Another way you can amplify this, you probably heard it plenty of times, put a little bit of Vaseline over the top of your moisturizer that you're already wearing, hit it just on your pulse points, and you don't need to go hit every damn pulse point in your body, right? And you're just a radiating magnet machine. We don't need all that. But choose a couple pulse points. You can take a little Vaseline, and what that does is when you spray that fragrance on top, it kind of holds it even better than the moisturizer would, so it kind of locks it in, and it'll stay there even longer. And as you heat it up, that Vaseline, that'll warm up, and it'll kind of re-stir that, so you'll get an added boost to that as well. So that's another tip as well. All right, my fourth tip that I have is something that probably most people are doing, but maybe some aren't. So you've showered, right? Butt naked still. You got moisturizer on, okay? You've sprayed yourself down. Now you got to get dressed, right? Or I hope you are. If you're a nudist, that's all good too. But for those that are going to wear clothing, get dressed, hit your clothing with it, right? It's kind of nonsensical, but you would think that to hit your clothing, but a lot of people are going, you know, they hop out of the shower, do your moisturizing routine, spray yourself, get dressed, and you walk out. Well, you're kind of missing out on a really big one. Hit your clothing. Again, you don't need to douse it and go like an Axe L or X spray. I usually generally hit, you know, my shoulders, and I may hit back here, my neck, and my back of my shirt simultaneously, so you can leave some sillage behind you, leave a nice scent trail. And also for ladies or men with longer hair, like mine, you know, it's flowing, but spray your hair, right? So especially you grab your hair and you spray, especially towards the end. So as your hair, it flows and sways, fragrance blows their way, if you know what I mean. So, you know, you're walking and your hair's just going to and fro. It happens to me all the time. So as you're to and froing, that's a common term in the fragrance industry, in case you didn't know. But it's whipping, right? And then you're throwing out whiffs of that. So that's increasing as well. And it lasts a really long time in your hair versus on your skin as well. Especially if you're doing your hair routines correctly and you're conditioning, that hair is going to be very supple. You shouldn't have dead ends. If so, trim them off. But you have good, healthy hair. It's going to absorb that fragrance as well. And it's going to push it out even further and make that cologne or that perfume more beast mode. All right, my fifth tip is another very, very important one. Choose the right scent and the right notes for the right seasons. We don't want to go wearing super fresh citrus bombs in the winter. The winter will just drown out all those bright notes. You may get a decent opening when you're in the house, right? But as soon as you go outside, and if you're outside for an extended period of time, like for me, we get bitter colds, negatives, and these super under 20s, under 30s. Why waste your fragrance? First off, you're wasting money, so don't do that, right? Unless you just love throwing it out, might as well send me the bottles because I'll take them. But don't go out wearing like a Poseidon's cologne or a 2.0 in the bitter cold. You're just wasting it. It's going to get drowned out. And adversely, don't go wearing super thick tobacco fragrances and gourmands in the summertime. It's going to be cloying. It's going to be disgusting on you. It's going to feel really sticky, and the sun is just going to beat that up. So again, you're going to be annoyed with the fragrance. You're not going to want to wear it again. You definitely shouldn't be anyway in the summer. So wear what's appropriate. Very thick gourmand is going to do extremely well in the winter, and a very light citrus-based scent or a vetiver is going to do great in the summer. So know your seasons, know your scents. And that's why I always recommend to have situational based scents. So I have my spring, summer, fall, autumn lineup, and my little wild cards for my dates, for my meetings, different office things like that. You should have the same. Maybe you can't afford, or you don't want to have 5 or 6 or 7 per season or per situation, but at least have one good one that can be your daily wear that you have that works adequately for the season that you're in. And also know the climate that you're in. A tropical winter is going to be different than even somewhere in the States where, say in Texas, it's warm, but that tropical mugginess is going to beat down a particular fragrance. Whereas in Texas or Florida, it won't affect it as bad. So know your area, know your climates, and get fragrances accordingly. If you don't know, check out someone like EauSoFraiche on YouTube so you can see what works best for where, what is best for that season. So you're always prepared so your fragrance can be even more beast mode. Sticking on the topic of fragrances, another way to increase the beast modeness of it is don't over apply the fragrance. I know it sounds counterintuitive, right? Like you want to think that 1,000 sprays are going to increase that longevity, kind of. But what you're going to do is overkill it, right? You're just going to destroy yourself. First off, you're going to be completely annoyed. Say you were to spray a ridiculous extrait or something a whole bunch of times, you're going to destroy yourself. You're going to be annoyed with it. You're not going to want to wear it. But having that much, you destroy the integrity of the fragrance itself. It isn't meant to be that overpowered. You end up muting all the tones and they become one. And yeah, it may be very loud and it may stick on you for a long time, but you're not going to get the actual notes as they're meant to be expressed in the air the way that they should be, because it's all just bombed in together. So don't overspray and then don't underspray either. One spraying a very light citrus scent, you're going to get no power from it, right? So there's no reason to do it. So know your fragrances. Again, check with somebody on YouTube, someone like your boy Mega Dave at EauSoFraiche. Know how to apply it, know what scents. You as you start becoming experienced with fragrances, you know different notes that you can go, all right, I can do 5 on this one. All right, this one, I better only hit 2 or 1. Once you get that, then you're getting the most bang for your buck. You're not throwing away sprays, and you're going to get that beast mode that you want out of that cologne or that perfume. My number 7 tip is carry a decant. This is not lipstick. You can carry fragrances in here. This one's empty. I have drained it to the max. So I need to fill it up, but carry a decant. So for those that just absolutely love a really light, fresh scent, right? And you have a particular, say it's a Nautica Voyage. It's a good scent, right? It's really, really light. You may get an hour, maybe 2 out of it, but you really love this scent and you don't feel like carrying the whole dang bottle around. Get something like this, These hold like 10 mLs. You can reapply throughout the day. So at 2 hour mark or 3 hour mark, you want to refresh that scent, bam, bam, hit yourself. Or another pro tip, if you're wearing something and you guys are already layering fragrances and you're more experienced and this fragrance can go with this. So you get to a point, you're at work, you don't have time to go home and shower, you can carry a layer scent with you in your decant. Maybe you change your shirt or maybe you just untuck it and you move on. You can hit yourself with a new base layer to help push that out. And now you're going to get all night longevity, but you're also refreshing that scent. So that's another tip to make your fragrance beast mode. Carry a decant so you can reapply if you need to on weaker fragrances. Another huge tip, a huge thing to make your fragrances last longer. Stop leaving your freaking colognes or your perfumes in your car, your gym bag in your car, or in front of the sunlight, or next to candles, or the stove, or anything hot, right? Keep it out of the sun. Everyone has said the same thing. You're destroying the molecules inside. Don't leave it on your shelf that gets sunlight for 24 hours out of the day. Okay, that's an impossibility unless you're in like Alaska or Newfoundland. But anyway, keep it in a cool, dark place. It doesn't have to be in a freaking wine cellar. Keep it in a closet. You can keep it on your shelves, but if you're by a window that's always getting shined with tons of sun, don't leave it there. You're breaking it down. You're prematurely tearing the molecules down. It's not going to last as long, and it's also not going to be at its best performance. Another big one, and I see more women doing this, but especially if you're going to a TARS or a perfume. So when you apply your fragrance, something like if I was going to apply a Casino Elixir, and say you did want to wear it and you want to put it on a pulse point on your wrist. I see a bunch of people doing this, right, and rubbing it all over. You are destroying these, especially like these fragrances. There's a ton of molecules and they're built in layers, right? And they come out at different times. We all know if you've smelled them, they come out at different times. When you spray that and you smush that together, You just took all that away, okay? It's gonna smell great for a minute, and you're spreading it all over. First off, it's very strong here, and then you push it. Now it's on your two wrists, which you want, but then, you know, you're rubbing this all over the place. Stop doing that. You're killing it, you're wasting it, and we wanna get longevity out of it, not just an instantaneous smell for it. Another way to do it is to apply your fragrance, right? Really close to the skin like that. See, my skin is doused with this gorgeous beauty, and just lightly push together, right? And now you have it on your two wrists, and it's still very adequately soaked, right? So I put a bunch on there. You just lightly push together. Now you have it on both wrists, right? Out of one spray. You didn't kill it. And now you're getting, as I'm pushing this around, I am extremely aroused. I'm gonna do stuff with myself in a little bit when I get done. But that's how you put them on your wrists without killing it. If you really wanted to, I mean, I guess you could dab this. If this was in a tar, you know, you could hit like that and dab your insides. And now all four are covered. And that's really overkill, especially with a fragrance like this, because I'm gonna be pushing out for the next month. But that's another way to do it. So stop rubbing them in. You're killing them. And I'm going to call the police on you for being a murderer, especially if you do something like that to one of my casino elixirs. If I catch this in a car, or if I see you rubbing it in, I'm going to smack you on sight, all right? Another big no is, if I still see people out there that are spraying and misting and walking through it like it's a fragrance shower, you deserve to be tripped and you deserve to be mocked and ridiculed. You are wasting your fragrances, sir or ma'am, spraying it from a block away and then running through the mist. You're looking like a freaking weirdo. You're catching a very small amount. These droplets come down so quick, even on these extracts. Look, it's almost done. So I missed through it. Oh, cool. It smells extremely good. But you're only getting a small amount of it. Like I just showed you, putting it on your wrist close to your skin, so you can get a good amount, and pushing it together lightly. That's how you get a good amount. But this mist that came through, yeah, it smells great for a minute. It's gonna be gone just as quick because you weren't close enough to saturate anything, to even get into your pores or any of that. So stop misting it, okay? Another one that it should be common sense. This should be common sense to most people, but choose the strongest concentration generally that you can. So your EauSoFraiches, and not this one. This one lasts a long time. I go for hours and hours. But EauSoFraiche, colognes, those tend to be lower. I try to go for parfum extracts are better, or better yet, just get with the Dua, right? These things last a long time. Most of them are 10 plus. You only need like 2 or 3 sprays. My point is, get you a stronger concentration if available, right? If you happen to really love something and they only offer eau de toilette, you're stuck, right? You're gonna have to go with it, carry the decant. That's the way to get it. But for the most part, if you can upgrade it to the eau de parfum or a parfum extrait, or even like the new attars. An attar, the oils, I'm gonna get into a video about that. The attars are essential oils, almost pure concentration, so they can't spray for the most part. But Dua is a freaking miracle worker. They have sprayable attars, so that's even to the max, to the next level, right? So it's above the extrait de parfums that last even longer. So when available, get the highest concentration for that scent that you can, or, as I said before, carry your decant, or get you a Dua, trusted. You know it's gonna last. Again, this isn't sponsored, but they just last on me. I got them on deck over here. Just doing videos after videos. We're on deck with lovely. They all last, man. My very, very final tip is to let your fragrances sit, especially if you get a brand new bottle. I already did a video on this before about why your fragrances don't last. Let them sit a freaking month. Buy a month ahead or 2 months ahead. Let them sit. They're going to be even stronger. You're going to get the best bang for your buck. They're going to smell exactly as they were intended to by the perfumer that created these. And you're going to get numerous compliments like we all want. These are going to push through. We want to see these fragrances 8 hours plus. I want to see them past 9 to 5. When you're coming home from work late after sleeping with your secretary and you get home to your wife, I still want you smelling like the cologne that you put on early this morning. Or if you're a woman and you sprayed on a beautiful perfume and you worked your way to the top with the boss, I want you smelling good when you get home to your hubby, right? So that's my final tip. You know, hopefully this can help you guys out so I don't have to see people complaining. Seriously, that's a joke. Don't cheat, okay? That leads to nothing but trouble. Definitely don't wear this then, because it's going to cause cheating to occur, okay? So stay away from this. I'm just telling you right now, I'm warning you. Sex in a bottle. Naughty. You're naughty. All right. I hope this list can help you guys out. It's not really a list, it's more of a guideline. Hopefully this can increase your performance. I guarantee it, if you follow these, you're going to get more performance. You can test it. If you want to be a nasty ass and not wash for a day and test one perfume or one cologne and go the next day and follow everything that I said, I guarantee you're going to increase it. You're going to go from regular to beast mode with just these tips. And they're simple things you should be doing every day anyway, but that's all I got for you today. I love you so much. Until I see you again, be blessed. Stay fresh. We got shorties on the floor. We got